talk to me. Who else is going to Ain't nobody better. Oh, baby.
That's one of your favorites too?
Baby, when you left, I lost a part of me. Bitch, now you...
I'm weak.
Mariah Carey is one of my honorable mentions, but she's not one of my top 5.
I was like, what?
Welcome you guys to another black and beautiful episode of the Pretty Petty Podcast. My name is Mercedes.
And I'm Mira.
Yeah, we're happy to be here. How you feeling, Mira? Mira been through it today.
Yeah, life is beating my ass. You know what I'm saying? My body hurt. I feel like somebody hit me in my titties with a bus. Yo, you seen that lady throwing her titties around in the club? That's what it feel like somebody did to me. They just took my titties and like tossed them around and like kicked them and stepped on them. They hurt.
I feel like
Everything
for reference,
hurts.
we should say it's because her time of the month is coming. Not because somebody's been punching her titties.
Oh, no. Ain't no.
She's not. I don't think she's in a rough play, but that might be another episode.
Wait, no, that's not my bag. Wait, You know, life is kicking my ass and then my camera's bugging out. But also, congrats, Sadie's. I saw your milestone.
Oh, thank you. I wasn't even gonna post it. Thank you.
Why not?
I'm not accustomed to celebrating anything that I do.
You have to celebrate the wins. You have to celebrate the wins. Congratulations. And I hope y'all turned up too.
Oh, the way I wasn't even gonna say it. So she's talking about, I posted that my gaming channel reached 1 million views, and that's really, really exciting.
That's very big.
I'm sorry that you ain't feeling good, but you look cute. If y'all can't see, Mary is wearing, is that Naruto? I don't know, some anime
JoJo's
shirt. And like
JoJo snuggie
and a fleece snuggie, and she got a cute purple pastel bonnet and red glasses that are cat eye.
My Sailor Moon bonnet. You would think I was the anime head for real.
Pierced?
Yeah, it's just this is my bigger septum. I usually have like what I would call like a peekaboo septum. It's like super tiny.
Okay, can we talk about that before I give my update? I had my septum pierced. How would you describe the pain level?
Not that bad. I did Yelp. The guy that pierced it was like making fun of me. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm being dramatic, but I wasn't used to that type of pain. So it hurt, but like, it's not worse than a nipple or no shit like that. But it was definitely, it hurt. What?
How would you know what a nipple?
Because I pierced them 5 years ago.
Why am I not knowing that you're into body modification? The fuck? That is something we have in common.
I never really viewed it that way. Nah, first thing in common, goddamn.
We like to be hurt under certain circumstances when we know it's coming and we're paying for it.
Sick pup. No, that shit hurt. I told myself I'll probably redo it one day again, but I got PTSD.
Fuck that.
My nipple ring kept catching on everything. Doors, mattresses, lace, bed sheets. Doorway, everything. I can't do it. The constant feeling like having to ask your partner, do my titties taste like house keys? I'm over it. No, because I heard that one day in a joke and I was like, is that a thing? Do it taste like house keys?
Your titties taste like house? Oh my fucking...
Yeah, that's what somebody said, that somebody with when you got nipple piercings, your nipples taste like house keys. So I asked my nigga, I said, it tastes like house keys. Like, what's going on? I don't want to feel like I got house key titties.
All right.
That might be a title.
That's the title of the fucking episode.
House key titties.
Nipples taste like house keys. Okay. Good. I ain't got to come up with something this week. Thank you. As somebody who looks forward to her tattoo removal appointments that hurt so bad with no numbing, I would never get my nipples pierced.
Really?
Mm-mm. Well, I mean, not with these titties. Maybe if I got like my tits done and they was perky, then I'd probably get them done. But these regular old mammy titties, nah.
What you mean, mammy titties? But I had to take them bitches out my pocket, not mammy titties.
Ain't nobody trying to ask for assistance to lift my tits so I can get them pierced. Fuck that. No.
Child.
So this is what I realized in the last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mental health. I was thinking mental health was a destination. Like, I'm going to be happy. Like, I'm going to be healed, once I reach the plateau at the top of the mountaintop. And I'm realizing mental health is in no way a destination. It's a journey.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to stop, and I'm stopping, I should say, being hard on myself whenever my mental health dips, because that's what it's going to do. It's going to be like a bar graph. It's going to go up and down probably for the rest of my life. Hopefully I'll get to a point where it's not so deep, but that's kind of helped me out. But yeah, I'm good today. I'm in a good mood. I'm happy to see you. I'm still so happy to have this opportunity to work with you.
It's fun.
A lot of shit happened this week, but I should say that this episode is a very special episode because we are going to be discussing our favorite albums of all time. I don't know what we were thinking when we agreed to do this because this was hard as fuck.
Yeah, I didn't realize it until like we talked about it. And then when we walked away, I was like, damn, wait, it's kind of hard.
This is hard. Because I've lived for decades. So it's like, I don't know. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Should we go ahead and start with the miss?
All right. Did you see Coachella?
Girl, I'm ready to talk about it.
I ain't gonna lie. You know, I'm kind of, I don't even know if I could call myself an old lady, but I ain't watch everything. I only got to see some of the performances. Victoria Monet did amazing. I saw Chloe
tell me
Bailey.
About it, because
she did great.
I missed Victoria. I didn't see what she did.
She performed some of her songs. The dancing and shit was on point, but her performances are just very much always on point. From what I did see, she did like a nod to Janet Jackson. Like it was just like amazing.
She comes across as incredibly professional.
Yeah, like that woman is hella talented. She got the dance moves on point, the singing, like you could really tell, like, I don't know. They have a lot of conversations about artists being like classically trained, the media training, the dancing, and things like breath control and just all of that from the rooter to the tutor. You could tell like she has it all. Chloe Bailey did great. I saw conversations about her trying to find her sound, and they're like, somebody said, you know, like she found her sound. It's probably just not for you. I think her music is cool. I think her music is dope as well. I saw they said Coi Leray performed. I didn't get to see that. And one thing I did see was Ice Spice performing. And one thing I noticed about Ice Spice is that she definitely is more comfortable on stage.
Let's talk about that. Because I remember seeing Ice Spice perform for the first time maybe 2 years ago. And she was so timid. It was like somebody had just pushed her out on the stage. And when I saw my girl, I'm going to call her my girl because she seems unproblematic until she's not. But right now, I'm going to call her my girl. She got on that stage and she said, listen.
She's talking her shit.
I have no cellulite. The fuck is up? And she got on that stage and she did. I was really proud of her.
Honestly,
because niggas was really trying to make her hate herself. Yes.
It was roasting her, but I do feel like that's what happens when you get catapulted into stardom too fast or so fast that you don't really have the proper time to kind of like absorb what's going on and learn about it. They really just pushed her out there. So it took her some time, but she looks much more comfortable on stage now. That's the main thing I noticed. I said, check her the fuck out. She used to be real awkward and timid. Doing her little 1-2 step with her twerk. Now she's like, nah, this my shit.
What I will say, and I realized this the other day, is that Lotto, Nicki, Megan, Glorilla, like these rappers, they all, to me, these female rappers, they come from a mindset of making music from like a strong woman empowered perspective. Like I feel like but I feel like Ice Spice, she screams to me like she's like a female rapper who's surrounded by men and who makes music for the gaze of men in particular. Whereas I feel like every other woman I just mentioned, they're doing it for themselves. They're saying what they want to. They have like autonomy. I just feel like Ice Spice probably gets fed her lyrics maybe and gets told what to wear and how to perform. But I still really like her. I'm not trying to diminish what she's done, but that's the feeling I get from her. And I hope maybe that comes with age and experience. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but I need to talk about Doja Cat.
What'd she do? She performed? How was it?
Remember, we didn't talk about on the show, but she went on Instagram Live and she was complaining about her fans, complaining about her hair and her
calling
hair
her hair pubes.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that, but she was talking about her 4C hair.
Yeah,
and everybody was like, "You don't have 4C," blah 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 blah, and she was so tired of it. I need you to go look at the pictures. She performed in Yaki or Indian Remy, covered head to toe. She was wearing human hair.
She's
Her
such a
shoes were
fucking
human hair.
troll.
Her dancers were all wearing human hair, all platinum blonde. I was like, Doja knows how to do this fame shit. She really
Doja
do.
Cat is a fucking troll. Hold on.
Because she created this drama by herself and then she answered the drama by herself. She didn't need to incorporate nobody else. This is how you do it. You don't need to attack another female in the music industry to make headlines. This shit is so clever, so tongue in cheek. Doja, me and her, we go up and down, but right now it's up. I really like her. And she looks so good, but yeah, she came in, she did her thing. It was an amazing set. It couldn't be me waiting in that crowd for 20 hours just to be in the front seat or front row for Doja Cat. Yeah.
20 hours? Damn.
I don't know how long it takes, but have you ever wanted to go to Coachella?
No, it's never really interested me, to be honest.
Same. Being in a hot ass suit, the prices, oh my God.
How much is Coachella?
Okay, so VIP tickets go up to $2,000.
Oh, well then. Am I meeting anybody for $2,000?
No. VIP does not, there's never even any celebrities in VIP. All the celebrities have like artistry badges and shit like that. So VIP is just rich people. But I was looking at the cost of stuff at Coachella. This girl on TikTok, she posted her receipt. She got 2 burritos and an iced coffee. 2 small little burritos. $64 for
my
2
God.
small burritos and an iced coffee. Those were steak dinner prices. Anyway, Doja Cat was amazing and funny. Childish Gambino and Tyler, the Creator, did a collab.
That was cute. I saw that.
That was good. And Tyler was talking about how much he hated Childish Gambino and how they worked past it. I guess he was jealous.
Was beefing? Oh.
They wasn't beefing. Tyler just didn't like Childish Gambino. It was one-sided.
Oh, no.
But they did a good performance. T-Pain up there doing a one-man show, doing all his dance moves. I love T-Pain. He seems so unproblematic. Billie Eilish. Okay, so you know how I feel about Billie Eilish. She's my favorite white girl in the whole world. And she got on stage with her girlfriend. It would look like an after party.
Okay, and, intimate.
And they was kissing, they was touching, and she debuted like some snippets of her new song. And the lyrics are like, I could eat that girl for lunch. And the whole song's about eating out girls. And I was like, I'm so fucking here for this new album. I'm so here for it.
Okay, intimate.
Justin Bieber and Tim's did a song together and they look cute. Justin Bieber looking like a grown man. Like Justin Bieber is grown. He grown. He married. His face is giving very much grown. He looked like, if you didn't know who Justin Bieber was,
when I look at him though.
His name don't help. Justin Bieber is just forever a young man.
It just sounds Disney Channel. It's just giving Disney Channel.
But he looks like the kind of man who would live in an RV and like recycle his urine to make fresh water. Like that's
his urine is crazy. You mean one of them niggas that take the school bus and turn it into a house?
He looks like a survival nigga. That's what he looked like.
Minimalist.
Kesha and Renee Rapp. Do you know who Renee Rapp is?
Yes, a little bit. From the Mean Girls. She made music for Mean Girls. I really don't know her outside of that though.
I watched Mean Girls for the first time last night. Have you seen it?
Are you serious?
I
didn't watch the new one. I thought you meant the original Mean Girls.
No.
But I got bullied to watch that though. They was like, you ain't ever watched Mean Girls, nigga? You watching it tonight. And my first time watching like the OG Mean Girls like 4 or 5 years ago. But I never watched
the new one with Renee Rapp. That movie is so fucking terrible. Nobody needed to make that. There's not one redeeming moment in the whole movie.
Is it just me or like, are you tired of remakes too? Because I'm fucking tired of I'm tired of all these remakes. You know the movie you just introduced me to, Pretty in Pink? Do you know Molly Ringwald got up and was just talking about the possibility of remakes of all those movies?
I hate it. And then Lindsay Lohan made a cameo, and then Tina Fey all up in that movie as a teacher still.
Tina Fey. Girl.
And they're using the exact same lines and dialogue. I'm like, if you're going to make a movie remake 20 years later, new jokes.
Keep it 1 or 2 for nostalgia's sake, but everything can't be
You know that scene where they're like in the gym at the end of the movie and they're all the girls are in the gym and Tina Fey's confronting all the girls.
She doesn't even go here.
That part was in the new movie. Exact lines and everything. And I'm just like, God damn. The only thing they changed was, spoiler alert, if you care, they made Janice an actual lesbian. I guess instead of just hinting at it like they did in the original Mean Girls.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. It was fucking horrible. Renee Rapp was the only good part about that movie. But anyway, she performed, and the reason why I'm bringing it up is because she brought Kesha up, and Kesha got up on stage, and they did that. Brush my weave, get a bottle of Jack, feeling like P. Diddy. But instead of saying feeling like P. Diddy, she says, fuck P. Diddy. And they both put their their middle fingers in the air. I was like, let's go.
Turn up.
Come on, white women, speak up. And
turn up.
And yeah, I thought it was good. Will Smith got on stage with Jay Balvin, I think his name, and he did Men in Black. That was so random.
I was shook. I actually just saw that a few hours ago. I said, he really did that? And they was laughing on Twitter because apparently he had the Men in Black music video had just went viral 2 days ago. So they was like, we just made this clip reviral again. And then you go and perform it 2 days later.
See, this is my problem with Generation Z. I said your whole government name, Generation Z. Because y'all keep dressing in 90s clothes. Y'all keep quote unquote making things viral that are 30 years old. And like this is the shit I grew up with. So it's making me feel old, and I don't appreciate that shit, Generation Z. Y'all wearing Doc Martens and shit. I wore Doc Martens for real, when they was in style the first time.
Wear them shits. I got big feet. I wasn't finna look like La Cienega Boulevard ass nigga. I already got big feet. I was not wearing nobody Doc Martens.
Oh, I was a dyke, so I was wearing Doc Martens.
I was walking around with my banana boats.
But Jinko jeans, plaid, grunge. I'm gonna need y'all to just fucking chill. Get y'all own shit. Reminisce about fucking, I don't know, Lizzie McGuire.
I don't think that was the youngins that wrote that. That was somebody in our age group that was just reminiscing about the video. The shit went re-viral, and then he performed it at Coachella, and they was like, this can't be a coincidence.
They didn't react the way, they weren't hype enough for me for Will Smith.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure that crowd don't know shit about that song.
I'm about to say, y'all don't know? It was quiet. But maybe because crowds in general are quiet, but that wasn't enough energy for me.
That would make me sad.
But those are things I saw on Coachella.
Yeah, Victoria Monet was the highlight of my my shit. I was like, that's all I need to see. I was like, for me, she is amazeballs.
Doja was my highlight performance.
I ain't see the shit you talking about with the hair. When I seen that she had her little shortcut, I gotta dig deeper. But if she's a troll, if that's what you're telling me, she did.
She is.
She's a troll. So apparently, you know what's really bugged out to me? That we're in a world that a piece of media can get released, and the first question is it AI? So apparently Drake dropped a diss track in response to Kendrick. He's coming at Rick Ross. He's coming at multiple people. And the first question I see everywhere is this AI? Is this AI? And I'm like, damn, we're really here now.
If any rapper was going to make an AI song, it would be Drake.
It would be Drake. He would do some shit like that. But I think that's also why there's so many questions about, is it AI? Is it AI? And I'm just like, shook.
Have you heard it? Is it good?
It's not all that. I mean, I might be just biased because I'm not a fan of Drake anymore. I used to be a big fan of him when I was in high school and like even a little bit of college, but I'm not really a fan no more. So it was all right.
Everything he does irks me now.
I don't have the same, like I used to love Drake. Like I used to be excited for him as he transitioned from like actor to rapper. I was like, yeah, go dude. You know what I'm saying? Go Aubrey, show them. And then I don't know. It's just, like I said, he just got incel adjacent to me.
I've been staying off gossip blogs. So that's probably why.
Yeah.
Since you took over Hot Topics, I'm like, this is good for my mental health.
Your mental?
Because the comment sections on like the Shade Room, for example,
oh no.
Not 100 times out of 100 times makes me question whether or not I'm proud to be Black. So I'm really, really happy that you took this over. Because it's always the most ignorant fucking take.
Most vile.
Did you see this girl went viral talking about Megan Thee Stallion being trans?
Yes, I did see that. And I'm just, it's so weird. Because
Black people.
Y'all always do that shit to tall women.
They did that to Sierra.
I remember there was a rumor years ago when Sierra came out when I was in middle school. And they always spread this rumor around that she had a dick and she was this and she was that. And I was like, who came up with this? Who comes up with this shit? It's like, is it because she's skinny?
So if y'all haven't seen this video, basically, I forgot who. Somebody was trying to say, I don't know why they said that Megan Thee Stallion was. I'm not entirely sure the reasoning behind it, but everybody's like, oh, she got baby pictures. She's had pictures out forever. Y'all did the same thing to Sierra, and they were like, yeah, Sierra got kids, and then they're like, well, hermaphrodites can have kids. Hermaphrodites can have kids, and now all of a
They
sudden,
did used to say that she was a hermaphrodite, and I'm like, where y'all get this stuff? Who
bro,
makes this shit up?
bro. And you know what? I've come because people have called me trans. When I say people, I mean niggas on the internet have called me trans more than a few times or asked if I'm trans. And I have started to take it as a compliment because trans girls eat the fucking house down, lashes done, eyebrows sculpted, hair 40 inches and virgin, ass fat, titties tight, up high, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
not the insult that niggas would like it to be, but no, I hadn't heard this diss record, and I'm glad that my keyword block filter has been working on Drake.
Oh my God. But yeah, that reminds me of when I guess JT had that line pretty like a transgender and people was like talking junk. It was like trans women be fire. I don't know, you know, what y'all was trying to say or y'all trying to be funny, but like trans
And
women
she
be
meant it as a
fire.
compliment when she said it.
Yeah, like they be on point. So I don't get what the, you know, what the conversation about that is. I don't know. I just it makes me sad. Even like you bring up the shade room and it seems like some of the most vile, ignorant, closed-minded of our community sit up and congregate in those comment sections. It's just some of the most vile commentary I've ever seen.
Miserable people.
I'm like, Jesus Christ. That's why when
And you know
people
what?
say they got them blocked or they blocked them, protect your peace.
I never used to be as bad as those people in the comments, but up until recent, I would say up until maybe last year, I would catch myself leaving slick comments under somebody's post, and not celebrities, because like if somebody like had a bad take, like if a girl was like, I don't know why women dress like men. Embrace your femininity. You're here to be a woman on earth. That's what God intended, not to be a man. Like those kind of videos, I would find myself saying something like, it's wild that you would have that take with that mustache. Like I'm the type of bitch who would have left a comment like that because you have a bad take and you're spreading a narrative that I find to be harmful. And now it's to the point where no, I feel like I'm grown enough now that I just block and move on.
Yeah. Nah, but that mustache comment funny as fuck. Cause it really do be like that, like questioning the femininity and someone's womanhood and got a whole like whole shit right here, beard, all that. It just I don't know. That shit is wild. But I guess Rick Ross came right back with a diss track and he was talking his shit. He was just coming at him and it was just very like I don't know. We let you in our shit, white boy. Like I was like, oh my God. Yeah.
He called
So
Drake
they was
a white
like,
boy?
yeah, he kept calling him white boy. He mentioned, you know, a couple times he called him white boy on
Now
the
Drake
track.
white?
Yeah.
Drake went white when he was making
We
songs
don't
with
like
him?
him
'Cause
no
he
more, so
definitely had to
he
be a song with
white.
Drake. Okay, sure, he white.
Yeah.
That's
And,
just like that gives the energy of like men calling you fat when you reject them.
We not cool no more, so you a white boy. That was what, yeah. Okay, so it's not just me.
Straight men are so sensitive.
He was like, yeah, white boy. And I guess they like a picture surfaced of Drake supposedly texting his mom about it. And he was calling Rick Ross racist for calling him a white boy and just stupid shit. I'm like,
I do not care what Aubrey does anymore.
Man. But I'm still following along with the rap beef because I'm curious to see how this shit unfold. So I'm gonna come back next week with some more updates on the rap beef. Also this week, OJ Simpson passed away at the age of 76. Wait, why you not you laughing? Because I have a question about this. Because when he passed, you terrible. Because not you laughing.
No, I'll explain. I'll let you finish. I'll explain.
He passed from cancer, and everybody's like, "Fuck him. He could go to hell." Caitlyn Jenner on the timeline talking about he could go to hell and all this other shit, and they're like, "Bitch, you killed somebody too." So it's a lot of argument. It's a lot of argument. Why is you laughing?
Because it's true. She really did kill somebody when she was driving. Oh my God. I forgot about that shit. Oh
Okay.
my God.
All right. This
Oh
shit
yeah,
not funny.
OJ
People
did.
died. Wait, okay, so he passed, all
Listen,
right?
I didn't laugh, but if I was gonna
I
laugh,
said
this is how
OJ
I would do it.
Simpson and you just guffawed into the fucking ether. Wait, okay, so he passed. And my question to you is, you think he did that shit?
I think if the glove doesn't fit, okay.
No, all right.
So I
Johnetta
grew up
Cochran.
when this trial was on TV.
Mm-hmm.
I remember how people like it was I was a baby, but I could feel the racial tension in America. I remember watching like TV shows of like, I don't know who was on, like Sally Jesse Raphael, Ricky Lake. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
whoever the fuck was on TV at that time in my life.
I love
I
Ricky
remember
Lake.
them always having panels. Oprah would be like, how it's dividing the country, and people would stand up and they'd be like kind of similar to the Rodney King thing.
Oh
It
yeah.
had that same very much energy.
Divisive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I remember growing up and thinking that OJ couldn't have done it because he's black.
Damn.
I remember being like, my mind was so like young. All I could see was like people who looked like me were saying he was innocent, and people who looked like other people were saying he was guilty. So in my mind, I was like, oh, well, he didn't do it. And these people who are the same color as my dry erase board at school, they're just being mean to us. Now that I'm a grown woman, he absolutely did that shit.
Okay, so we on the same train of thought. Cause growing up I didn't think he did it either. And then like when he passed, or when the news broke that he passed, like all of that came back to me again. Cause even when that trial happened, I was very young. I think that trial actually happened a year before I was born. So I got like the after effects of like I didn't get to see the case. I didn't get to see any of that.
Mhm.
I got to see the commentary about that case for the years after that. The TV
Yeah.
shows, the panels, the talk shows, the jokes, and the different, how it segued into mainstream American media throughout the
Mhm.
rest of the 90s. But growing up, I didn't think he did it either. And I thought it was, like this is a concerted effort to keep the black man
Yep.
down. You know that whole
Yep.
them Hotep talking
We
points.
was
This is a
brainwashed.
conspiracy to think to bring down the black man and all this other bullshit.
Mhm.
And I look at it now, I'm like, he absolutely did that shit. Like he did it. Matter of fact, didn't the nigga write a book called If I Did It?
That's why I said I didn't laugh, but if I did laugh, this is what it would sound like. Yeah, yeah, it was
Yeah.
that book. And then
Yeah.
they immediately took the money from the book. I think they also stopped the press on it, but yeah, because you're not allowed to profit from crime. Although he wasn't
Wow.
convicted, but yeah, he did go to prison for something else
For something
unrelated.
else.
Sorrows.
I remember that because I remember when that book came out, even me and my mom was like, he did it. Because who does that? But it just, I don't know, it makes me think about like how looking back, I wholeheartedly feel like it was black folks in America wanted him to get away with something because they felt like white people always get away with crimes against black people. I think that was actually coming off of the heels of the Rodney King ordeal and how all of those cops got acquitted and all those cops got off for what they did. And I felt like Black America was looking for like a get back. Like we want and I do feel like it's a harmful narrative that I still hear talking points about to this day, where people are like, whenever someone does something wrong and their, morality is pulled into question, somebody always has like a white man to compare to, well, he gets away with it, so why should he get in? Like, I'm like, that's your attitude towards that. This person gets away. So, even with Diddy, they bring up Harvey Weinstein, they bring up this person, they bring up that person. I'm like, so because this person is doing this thing, this person's supposed to get away with what they're doing. And it's really shitty.
Yeah, he can kick rocks.
Damn. Yeah. And next, let's see. Oh, we got Drake, not Caitlyn Jenner. Yeah. Also, did you see what happened with Summer Walker?
No.
So apparently,
I forgot to tell y'all why I was laughing when she said OJ Simpson died. So the reason why I was laughing is because in my mind, I'm like, I'm thinking like how much I don't give a fuck about Drake, and like, and just thinking like wondering what the next news story is, and like, so I'm just thinking about like fuck niggas, and then you said OJ Simpson died, and it was just like the perfect segue, so that's why I was cackling.
Terrible.
Like the original ancient nigga.
No, not. Oh my God, you're not wrong.
I didn't hear about
Jesus
Summer Walker.
Christ of Latter-day Saints. So according to what's going on, Summer Walker did like a, how they do like a couple reveal, like she revealed a nigga she dating. And normally when you see women do like they reveal they booze or whatever, like a soft launch of their nigga, It might be a girl that he's messing with. It might be multiple girls that he's messing with. But this time, I guess the guy she's dealing with is an adult content creator. And as soon as pictures of them surface, as soon as pictures of them surface, I
Oh wait,
started
adult like
seeing,
sex. Oh, I thought you meant like adult like age. I'm like, I hope she's an adult.
no, like, and not safe for work. They make like OnlyFans content, like sex content, porn. And as soon as it came out, like that she was with him, it's just tons of stories of women coming out saying, like, reporting different things, everything from stalking to rape to a coercion, like just harassment, just a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
What did Summer Walker say?
She has, as of right now, she didn't say anything. I don't know if she's going to say anything, but it's also just like, damn, I know growing up, my sister used to talk about doing background checks on niggas, but like, this is diabolical. And then it's like, even if you were to do a background check, if none of these women reported these things, would you find it?
Yep.
How would you know? And I guess, it's really a safety thing sometimes when women want to post their partners online and find out like who is he for real? Because wow. I ain't never seen no shit like that.
So I'm 100% on the background check train. That's how I found out old dude that I dated. The last guy I dated, very much quotation marks. I found his court records from his divorce. But here's my question. Aside from all that, I want to see how Summer Walker is going to react. Because in the past, she has given ignorant. So I'm wondering if she's going to Nicki Minaj this and stick by her man.
Oh my God.
Or if she's going to leave him. I have zero hope that she's going to leave him. I feel like she's going to double down and call everybody jealous.
I part of me is hoping that she doesn't, but
Mary's
I feel
face
like
is so distressed right now. Y'all can't see.
I am, because you want to give these women the benefit of the doubt, but like people are very much not. People are like, oh, don't listen to the opinions of people on the internet, this, that, and the third. But I'm like, nigga, if I date a man and I post a picture of him and dozens of women come out and say that either he raped them or he was harassing them or he was stalking them or he was releasing their nudes or recording content without their consent and doing like all of this foul shit. Every story just got more and more foul in the last one. I got questions, nigga. Who are these women? What happened here? What do you mean? Now I got to do research, ask questions. I would be going to talking to them women. What are y'all talking about? But everybody's not like that. And I don't know. We live in a world where men not men, but some of these women put being in a relationship above most things or damn near everything,
Here's
depending on the woman.
I can't imagine a world, everyone. Imagine a world where a male porn star is a good person with who's not a fuckboy. I can't imagine that. I'm sorry.
Yo, it's funny you say that because I follow like quite a bit of women who work in that industry, and a lot of them I notice are starting to naturally move away from shooting scenes with men. And I was like, what's up with that? And then just like I said, these are mutual. So I'm reading like the different discussions, and it's just like these men tend to be predatory and weird. Somebody's always got like a story of a consent issue, harassment issues. I'm like, oh, so they just straight up don't trust them in this industry. And it's like, yeah, I can't say I would either. A lot of these women are like starting to do scenes alone or with each other.
Once I found out how much amateur porn actresses are paid versus men, I was disgusted. So this was years ago. This is before COVID. But I remember reading an article from someone who was like telling her story and her experiences. And she was talking about how like, I'm gonna get into the background, then I'm gonna get to the pay. She was talking about like STD testing and how they're supposed to do that, but how a lot of times her male co-stars are able to get out of it. Either because of scheduling conflicts, just maybe forging the signatures of a doctor.
I heard that too.
All that stuff. And like the risk is very much there, and how it's hard to find a reputable, I guess, production company that will check this shit. Also, she was talking about the culture on set, like how like she would have a scene where she's getting gangbanged, for example. Like she's the only girl and like, let's say like 7-10 guys are around her or whatever. And she's got to give them all head. She would talk about like the insensitivity to the fact that she'd be like on her knees in an uncomfortable position. Her mouth would get like lockjaw because she'd be doing this for so long. Because the men in these films are taught to not bust a nut too early. So she's over there doing 3 times the amount of work than she would probably have to do if this was like an actual sexual thing. And then how like in a scene like that, she would get about the same amount of pay as like the men. Like let's say she would get paid like $2,000 to give head to 10 men. The men would probably get like 1,500 each. And I'd just be like, ain't no fucking way in the world I'm sucking 10 dicks for $2,000.
Bro, the way my fucking mouth be hurting dealing with one dick sometimes, nigga, is you crazy, bro? One dick, my fucking mouth be hurting, and I gotta take on that many fucking cocks, and y'all getting paid. Hell no, I want better pay than that. Matter of fact, I want pay per peen. I want a pay rate, base pay from the base of the dick. You pay me per cock. You don't, hell no.
And also, I'm not waiting for these niggas to actually bust a nut. You better water down some Elmer's glue and pretend.
Yeah, I heard the scenes go on longer than we think, that they be lubing them up and they take drugs and all type of stuff to like keep their stamina up and keep going. I'm like, that don't even sound fun no more. That sounds aggravating.
No, I can't even imagine blowing one dude on camera for $2,000, let alone, I can't.
My jaw hurting thinking about that shit.
I can't. But you know what? That's why I'm not, in the sex industry. This ain't for me. I'm not judging. But
y'all some gangsters though. I fuck with it.
Yeah, but if Summer Walker ain't got a problem with that, whatever. What else would they got?
No, I was about to say I have one more thing to add because you mentioned gangbang. It's this woman I encountered online where she's actually working on, like she opened a discussion about like how group sex is never in like favor of pleasing the woman, and like she's working on a video about like pretty much like a gangbang, but it's more focused on the pleasure of the woman instead of the pleasure of the men. And I'm like, I ain't never even think about that like that. It really is just the woman just focusing on the men. I'm like, I can't mess with all them men.
Girl, that's why I stopped watching porn. Because every single porn video was of some girl giving head to a guy for 25 fucking minutes.
Where
he never even and she never gets it. And I'm like, the fuck? But she often comes the second his dick is in her vagina. Get the fuck out of here.
I got you one better. There's a nigga, and I found this out years ago. There's a nigga who goes and finds porn videos and edits out the parts of the man pleasing the woman and cuts down full length porn videos to cut out. So you thinking these dudes ain't eating pussy, they eating pussy, they eating ass, they sucking toes. But the nigga goes in and edits all of that out just down to the dick sucking. I swear to God.
Sells it?
No, I guess they upload it to porn sites and they sell it. But I was like, wait, so this is what the actual porno looks like?
And this is why the 4B movement is gaining traction.
Yes.
Stupid shit like that.
Yes.
But to be honest, I hate watching men get blowjobs.
Damn.
It does nothing for me sexually.
Oh, weak.
Speaking of sexual, hold on. Can I interject this news story before you get to the next one?
What's up?
JoJo Siwa. Karma's a bitch.
What
I should have known better. No, I don't know. I fucking saw. She performed at Miami Pride this week.
Oh, that you frying her up.
And Billie Eilish did the Karma's a Bitch dance while at Coachella, and I fucking cackled. Listen, here's the thing. It came out that she didn't write that song, even though she definitely did an interview saying how she can't connect to other people's music. She can only connect to her music. That's why only when she sings her music does it sound good. If she sings other people's music, then her voice doesn't sound good. And she said that's why this new single is so good, because she worked really hard writing it. And then it came out that the person who actually wrote that released it as a single years ago. And the fact that she was able to still get on stage and perform that whack ass song with all the confidence of a rich white woman. JoJo Siwa, it used to be, Beyonce used to be like my moniker. Like it used to be like, what would Beyonce do? Now it's got to be, what would JoJo do? Because the way she never shows insecurity, despite having all the reasons to do so, is admirable.
Why you fry this girl up like this?
I love her now. She's my spirit animal.
Oh my God. Be up here tearing JoJo Siwa up.
I got another news story too, if you ain't got one.
What you got? No, I got something, but what you got?
This was a silly one.
Okay.
And then I got to talk about Potomac Housewives. But someone, I saw a meme going around on Twitter the one day that I was on it for longer than 10 seconds. By the way, you were the only person who noticed I deactivated my Twitter. Like literally nobody else said
Yeah.
shit.
No,
And
because
I
I
was
went onto the podcast page to retweet you. And then I said, where the fuck is Sadie's? Then I said, wait a minute. I remember she wrote a tweet about something, the feeling about deleting Twitter, some shit. I said, this motherfucker really went and deleted Twitter. That urge to want to delete Twitter. And then you was gone.
So I deactivated Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I was totally happy with it. Facebook is still gone. I have no desire to ever get back on that again. Twitter, y'all on y'all. I fucking hate Twitter. For me, Twitter is Facebook with less pictures, like, and less family. Like, I fucking hate Twitter. But it's like, okay, I have a follow on here, even though I never post shit about anything other than when I'm going live on stream. And I'm like, I might need this in the future to communicate to people. I might need it. So that's the only reason why it's reactivated. I still refuse to spend time on either Instagram or Twitter. But anyway, I mentioned is like there was a meme that said, y'all remember when Apple loved us? And it had a screenshot of like when you used to buy an iPhone.
And you get all the chargers and the headset.
You get the earbuds
and
and a charger. And I'm like, Apple don't do none of that shit for us anymore. And it's like, where did the love go? When did Apple stop loving us? What did we do?
I don't know, because I'm tired of spending. Chargers ain't cheap, and I'm tired of buying them separately.
I'm tired of having it every time they come out with a new fucking USB 14. I got to find a new USB port somewhere in the house because it doesn't come with an AC with it.
Shit is annoying.
And then the earbuds, them hoes $200 extra.
Oh my God. I got the AirPods I paid like $250 for, and I only got one AirPod. I still don't know where the fuck the other one is. And it's my second pair of AirPods.
Same.
Yep. That's my second pair. I'm like, do I want to spend that again? I don't want to spend that again.
I want to get them heavy metal shits though, the actual headphones, but my account is not set up that way right now.
Not the way my bank account is set up. Lord, AirPods Max. Ooh, I might, because I keep losing earbuds. But this my last little story.
Okay.
Apparently the Megan Fox has seen y'all talking shit about that lady from Love is Blind, and she came out to speak her piece. That lady, Chelsea from Love is Blind. Yeah. The one that she said she looked like Megan Fox. So she said, I've never had more people text me about something. I don't really watch TV very much. I had a lot of people text me and stop me asking me if I watch Love is Blind. And she pretty much said 100,000% people have told her you kind of look like Megan Fox. So I believe she's telling the truth, and I hope she still has that sparkle in her eye. I hope the world didn't steal it from her. She said, mine died long ago from being bullied. Damn, for 20 years. So I hope that didn't happen to her, but wishes and blessings. She said, I didn't watch it, but in general, no one deserves to get bullied. I don't think she deserved that. I think people went way too hard.
From what I have recently discovered about Megan Fox, that is 100% on brand. I'm a fan. She is much smarter than people have given her credit for.
I agree.
From what I've heard, she's dealt with a lot of trauma from this industry. That's why she disappeared for a decade.
I was wondering, because I hadn't seen her for a long time.
In the podcast I watched, she was like, I disappeared for a decade. I'm about to do it again if y'all don't fucking start acting right.
Damn.
That's basically what she said. I was like, I'm here for it, but I'm glad she said that. Funny you should mention that, because earlier today I saw a TikTok from old Great Value Megan Fox. And she was like she was posting herself in her quote dream apartment. I guess she got a new apartment, and she's really happy about it, I guess. So good for her. She seems happy. She seems to be smiling, and she didn't do nothing wrong. I mean, she don't deserve any of the hate that came her way. All right, I got two stories, and they're both about Real Housewives.
Okay, what's the tea?
So this is why you didn't know them.
That's crazy.
Okay, so do you know who Bethany, the most famous, richest housewife of all time? She's from Real Housewives of New York. She had her own talk show. What's her last? She owns the company Skinny Girl, like Skinny Girl cocktails, Skinny Girl snacks and shit.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, so her name is Bethany Frankel. There's her name, Bethany Frankel. And the only reason why I'm mentioning this is because on the show on Real Housewives, she meets her guy, and she was talking for years. Her storyline was like how she doesn't think she's ever going to become a mother. She's never going to get married. And then all of a sudden, boom, her dream man came out. They had a reality show together. Bethany gets married. The guy's name is Jason, and they were married, and they seemed to be happy, and she got pregnant. They were married for 2 years before she filed divorce.
Only 2 years? Damn.
Only 2 years. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because she's finally starting to open up on her podcast and on her social media about her divorce. Guess how long it took her to get divorced from this man that she was with for less than 2 years? And how long he was living in her penthouse apartment in New York rent free?
I'm scared to ask.
10 years.
Jesus Christ.
And I was looking at this post, and all these women underneath the post were talking about how they were married to men and how it took them 10 years to get divorced, 14 years to get divorced, 18 years, and they still have not been able to divorce the man that they married when they were 18, 19 years old. And then now states are starting to do no fault divorce, where you can't get a divorce unless like there's like these extenuating circumstances.
Oh
And I'm
my
like,
God.
further proves, and this might come out as like the angry feminist Sadie's, but this further proves how marriage is not for women. Marriage is not for women at all, not no more.
It's never been in our benefit.
I mean, it was only in our benefit when we couldn't hold credit cards or buy houses
Yeah,
or
means
get
of
loans.
survival.
Yes, but now the fuck for? You mean tell me I'm gonna live in a state where I'm gonna get married to this dude, and if we get divorced because he will inevitably cheat on me, I'm not gonna get no alimony, and I might not be able to divorce him, and I can't get remarried? The fuck? Why? Why? And you know what? I'm not just trying to make it about men. You can say it's also about women, but I can't imagine meeting someone, loving them so much, and marrying them, and not having a backup plan. So when I see women do stuff like have only a joint account and not their own account,
Dangerous.
it is. But yeah, that's why I was interesting, because she's finally opening up about it, because she's been on their gag order for a decade, and now she's like, I'm gonna tell y'all everything about the emails he would send, the stalking, him refusing to leave this home so I could sell it, and how it was the hardest thing she's ever been through in her entire life. And I'm like, yeah, I
Yeah.
bet. I bet.
Yeah.
And her daughter looks exactly like him. And I'm like, that's gotta suck. That's
Damn.
like spitting image. And then the second story
That's
I want
trauma.
to talk about, Real Housewives of Potomac, aka the light skin Atlanta.
Damn.
News reports came out that 2 cast members were not returning for the next season.
One got fired and one left.
Yeah, so Robin Dixon and Candace Dillard. Candace is she actually announced today that she is finally expecting her first child with her husband, the white dude with the black penis. And
What you mean the black what?
through in vitro. I guess she had her eggs frozen a couple of years ago, and then I guess they took, and she said that she's 13 weeks pregnant. And so that probably contributed to the fact that she's not returning to Real Housewives. I don't think that she was fired, but she doesn't seem like the kind of person who would tell us if she was fired. She might have walked away, who knows? But Robin came out today and said emphatically, or not today, she came out recently saying emphatically, like, yes, I was fired. I had a long stint on the show, and she did. She's an original cast member. And I think this is because she was really hesitant to be real. Like, some of the housewives can get away with not showing their life, like Giselle, Karen, they don't share shit about their life ever.
Damn.
But Robin, with her husband being a fuckboy and cheating on her publicly several times, and her trying to hide it and then trying to monetize it behind a paywall by putting on her Patreon. She's like, if y'all want to know about my husband cheating, y'all got to pay $4.99 to hear about it. I'm sure Bravo did not like that. So yeah, and then with like the cast, half the cast refusing to talk to the other cast, it's like I'm surprised more people haven't announced that they got let go or recast, to be honest. That does it for the mess this week. We're gonna take a short break and be right back. All right, you guys. Me and Mir are going to be sharing our top 5 favorite albums of all time. This should be interesting. I have a prediction.
What you predict?
That we will have 0 albums in common for the top 5. We might have similar honorable mentions if you have any.
Yeah.
But we don't have any of the same. That's my prediction.
My prediction is that you probably have more of an eclectic musical taste than me. So you probably got like rock in there, and you might even have some country in there, whereas mine's is a bit more linear. So who going first?
You go first, boo.
All right. I'm going to start with Emancipation of Mimi. Yeah. I loved that album. I was younger. And I think for me, what makes a good album is that I tend to have like a very, I get very distracted easily, and I tend to be very picky and choosy about music at times. So for me, what gauges a good album is an album that I can completely 100% listen to from top to bottom without skipping it. If I can clean my house or do chores or work and play it in the background without having to tell Spotify to skip it, tell Alexa or tell somebody to skip it, or manually have to skip it, to me, that's a great album. If I could listen from A to B to C all the way to Z and I don't touch it, skipping nothing, it's good. So I'm going to start with that because for me, that was one of the first albums as I got a little bit older. I think that came out when I was in like maybe middle school. When did this out? 2005? Yeah, I was in middle school. That was one of the first albums for me that I enjoyed every song. Every song was a bop to me. And I was I was just jamming. Some favorites, Shake It Off, Stay the Night. I say Stay the Night is probably my favorite one.
How did Stay the Night go?
You got me saying stay the night, just let me rock you to the morning.
I don't think I heard that.
I ain't sing. Look, that ain't my octave, so I don't be just singing Mariah Carey because she's way out of my vocal range. But I love listening to her.
She gotta shake it off.
Yeah, like it's not even like the radio hits. It was like the album cuts. I like Stay the Night, Say Something. And I think, let me see. To the Floor was all right. I think it's like that probably was one of the mainstream hits, but I like that one too. But that was one of my first, like from the rooter to the tutor. How about you?
Great first pick.
Thanks.
Going on the complete opposite side of the music spectrum. We're gonna talk about one of my favorite. Okay, so I have listened to everything. Classical music, country music, jazz, R&B, rap, rock. I love indie. I love all music genres, blues. I love all of them. And I have hyper fixated on each genre at different points in my life. So the first album I'm going to be talking about is Taking Back Sundays, Tell All Your Friends from 2002. Taking Back Sunday is what we would call an emo band. So emo being like a cross between folk and indie, and it's usually sometimes has like a screaming situation to it. The reason why I love this album so much is because the reason that you just listed, you can start it beginning to end, clean your whole house, dance, all of that. But for me, there's a huge nostalgia factor in this for me because it was right around this time. I think I was like a preteen maybe, where I was starting to understand the possibility of having rebellion, the possibility of having a little bit of an autonomy in a Southern Black Christian household. Songs like Tell All Your Friends, You Know How I Do, There's No I in Team. Those are some of my favorite tracks. The Blue Channel. It oscillates between having like these really slow melancholy joints to having like sort of like a Memphis bluesy kind of inspiration to having some that are just straight up screaming, angsty, voice breaking, hyped up moments. And when I listen to this album, I can't help but smile and identify with little Sadie's coming into her own. So that is my first pick. Not necessarily number one, but my first pick. Tell All Your Friends by Taking Back Sunday.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm like, okay. I knew it was gonna be more eclectic. I'm like, let me see what she got. I think for me, I'm actually kind of stuck because I got some albums that I love. I think I'm gonna just have to put her in my honorable mentions because she got music on across multiple albums. I'll talk about that later though. I think the next album that I'm gonna talk about, and this is not in any order because if I had to choose, this will probably be my number one. But the next album is Lil' Kim's Hardcore.
Okay.
Yeah.
That tracks. That's on brand.
That's crazy. Lil' Kim's Hardcore. So growing up, I grew up in a very reserved household. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody cuss. I got like my parents like spell cuss words and like they be trying to, be all wholesome. So, certain, I guess, behaviors or, certain shit is just not tolerated. They very reserved, or at least they tried to be in front of me. But as I got older, I started listening to music or whatever. And some of these songs I heard in passing, but then of course, as I got a little bit older, I went and just got the album, and this was my shit. Like, just listening to Lil' Kim on the track talking her shit, like that shit was super dope to me, hearing a woman in that time get on a track and be able to express herself in those ways. And I don't know, it changed things for me. So like when we talk about the women empowerment and the Megans and the Glorillas and like I always think about Lil' Kim, because Lil' Kim endured a lot for these women to be able to create in the way that they create nowadays. Lil' Kim went through so much. A lot of the shit I was alive for and old enough to know, but like there's so many things that woman went through that I did not know anything about. So that's definitely one of my favorites from top to bottom. She on here. I think one of her only features on here, I think, was Jay-Z and then Lil C's. Or did Lil C's make it to the album version? I don't even think Lil C's on the album version. But my favorite tracks from Hardcore, Big Mama Thing.
I'm sorry to interrupt because this question's been burning my brain. Is that the one where her legs are spread and she's...
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yes. Now I have the visual. Continue, please. Continue. Yes.
So... No, matter of fact, yeah, my favorite tracks on Hardcore: Queen Bitch, We Don't Need It, and Not Tonight.
Okay, can I get a little taste of one of those songs, please?
Okay.
Refresh
Queen
my memory.
Bitch is just her talking her shit on the track. And then Not Tonight is literally just, I think, what was the song about? This is just very vulgar stuff. But to young me, I was like, she talking her shit. Not Tonight was just about like, I don't want to suck no dick. I don't want to fuck you. I want some head.
How does it go? Give me the
I don't
chorus.
want dick tonight. Eat my pussy right. That shit. She was like, you ain't licking this, you ain't sticking this, and I got witnesses. Like, she was just talking her shit, and I was like, yeah, then that's the shit that we be talking about, where we talk about sex being one-sided. You fucking with men that don't want to eat pussy, or men very proudly declaring that they don't eat pussy but expecting head.
Fine, just saying.
Listen, I never did it, but it's fun to get head.
It's definitely
fun to get my pussy ate. Shit is great. Yeah. You think so? It is.
I will 100,000%
I feel like coochies are more complicated than dinglings.
It's more complicated.
I feel like with a dick, you just gotta suck and then cover your teeth.
Work. With
women, it's like some women probably like they shit lick this way or like that way. Like, wouldn't women be harder to please?
So for me, okay, I'm going back on memory because again, I ain't fucked nobody in a minute, and it's been even longer since there's been a dick around my mouth. But I will say, from what I remember, you have to be wary of a gag situation of someone going too far down your throat. So that's a death hazard. That's number one.
Damn.
Number two, you have to worry about
risking my life for niggas.
That doesn't really usually happen with a lot of women. Squirting is not as common as a man coming. But also like having to widen your jaw and manipulate your mouth around an object. It's, to me, it always did. I did not enjoy it.
Did you a disservice?
It just felt like too much
work. That
work.
Shit sound like a chore.
But with women, put your chin on your hands, kick your feet back, relax, use the tip of your tongue, some fingers, take some pressure off yourself. I remember it, and I don't think I've said this to you. I remember the first time I went down on a girl, my very first fucking thought was like, oh, this is so comfortable. This is like coming home. Like, that was my fucking thought.
Not coming home.
Yes. I was like, this is just so easy. I was like, this is just natural. But now I have ladies' night stuck in my head. This is ladies' night. And this pussy is tape. Okay, that was Left Eye, Faith Evans, Queen Latifah, Missy Elliott, and Lil' Kim, right?
Wait, no.
Am I making a Faith Evans?
No, she wasn't in there. So Angie. Ladies' Night is Angie Martinez. Faith was probably in the video because everybody was in the video. What's the name? Mary J. Blige was in the video. Like, everybody was in the video. They had a bunch of like R&B groups. That's another thing I miss about the 90s, that like everybody used to be in everybody videos. Like, I could sit and watch a bunch, like a dozen of 90s videos and just spend all the time counting cameos. Like, I love to count cameos. So now it was Angie Martinez, Left Eye, Missy Elliott, Lil Kim, and I
Queen.
think I don't think Queen Latifah was
Queen Latifah wasn't in Ladies Night. Did I make that up?
No, Queen Latifah has Ladies First, and Ladies First came out late 80s, early 90s. That was her and Moni Love. That's two different, yeah.
Was she in the video? I gotta Google this real quick.
Queen Latifah probably was in the video. Let me go look. Let me see.
I'll look. No. Are you, is it my turn to go next?
Yeah. And on the, shit. And we've forgot about Da Brat. The song is called Not Tonight, too. So Not Tonight's remix is what we call Ladies First. Or Ladies Night, but it's the song is actually called Not Tonight, and yeah, it wasn't.
That's the song you're talking about this whole time.
No, there's the original. I don't want dick tonight. Eat my pussy right, and then she did like a remix with all the women, but we call it Ladies Night, but the actual song is called Not Tonight, and it's not Queen Latifah. It's Da Brat. Da Brat got on there and was talking her shit.
Okay, so what song is it that Queen Latifah did with other women? That
Maybe
was like
it was Ladies First. Hold on. Queen Latifah. Okay, Unity, she did by herself. Ladies First. Unless you're talking about I Want to Be Down remix.
I'll look this up later. But
Queen Latifah, Yo-Yo, MC Light.
Yeah, that might have been it. Because I remember seeing her at like the BET Awards with a bunch of other women and they were doing a song. So
that was I Want to Be Down remix with Brandy.
Yeah, in my brain. Okay, my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, so this album, the year is 1994. 30 years ago. Is that 30 years ago? 40 years ago? 40 years ago? 30 years ago? I don't know. I don't know math.
30 years ago, I think.
30 years ago. The original Black girl group with no barriers debuts. Well, not debuts, but they come out with an album that would serve to give them dozens of awards, Grammys, Billboard Awards, performances, brand deals to the likes that they have since had documentaries about them. They've made movies about them. I'm talking about TLC's Crazy Sexy Cool. This album, my God in heaven, when I listened to this album, I remember when I eventually heard it, standing on top of my bed, bouncing up and down with my cousin, singing about Red Light Special. A baby. Talking about Red Light Special all through the night. Like, what the fuck I know about Red Light Special? I was in them juice boxes. But
I'm screaming.
That album from top to bottom is revolutionary. We're starting out with Creep. Yeah. Creep. Download. Kick Your Game. You know what I'm saying? Kick your game. Like, bro, digging on you, digging on me, baby, baby, ooh, baby, baby. It's all like the whole album. It just fills me with such joy. No other album I can think of. This might actually be my number one. Waterfalls. Come on.
Waterfalls was so sad to me.
Waterfalls, I remember that's how I found out what AIDS and HIV was, right? But everybody was doing the put your wrists together and shrug your shoulders dance. Everybody was doing
Is that the Bankhead Bounce?
Yeah, that was part of Waterfalls. That's in the chorus for Waterfalls. Switch, Don't Take No Mess From Nobody. Switch, like the whole album is so good. T-Boz, Left Eye, Chili were three Black women who unabashedly connected with their sexuality. Left Eye, for God's sakes, was always wearing a condom over her left eye. I remember, well, not remember, but I know now that the reclamation of that sexuality, especially 30 years ago, is, to this day, I think that would be revolutionary, but especially back then, the way that they were able to say that, yes, they enjoy sex. Yes, it's about their pleasure. They weren't singing about love necessarily in the same ways that like Whitney Houston was at the time, or Mariah Carey or Toni Braxton was at the time. These were the names that were really big back then. They were singing about, don't go chasing waterfalls. You can't trust these niggas. They were talking about doing it all throughout the night under some red lights. Like, they were amazing. Their style was
niggas
phenomenal.
In the video sucking toes.
They were wearing male boxer shorts underneath their baggy jeans, but they were keeping it cute with like an Aaliyah bralette on top. they were just the epitome of fucking cool, which is where the album get the title from. Crazy, sexy, cool. Crazy being Left Eye, sexy being Chili, and cool being T-Boz. And I remember always wanting to be T-Boz. I never wanted to be the other two. No disrespect to them, but T-Boz was always the coolest one. She always had to been clamoring for them. They could dance, they could sing. So talented. Crazy, sexy, cool is my second pick.
That's my favorite girl group. So it just took me down memory lane because I used to be body rolling with the little silk pajamas on.
Yeah.
Just play it, you know what I'm saying? Just be listening to Creep. That is my shit. You ever seen the unreleased Creep video?
Mm-mm.
Like the alternate Creep video? Oh, that shit is fire too. Like I see why they went with the one that they went with, but the OG one is cool too. There's two versions of that video.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like a lot of girl groups were doing two versions of videos back then. Like them, Destiny's Child had a couple different versions of. Even Say My Name had two different versions, and then No 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 had two different versions of shit. But yeah,
it was dope. It was dope. So my next choice, I'm going to go with The Age of Pleasure by Janelle Monáe. I think that album is hella freaking dope. And it's one of the few albums of recent times that I can play and I can listen straight through. And I actually, once I started listening to it, I will admit that I didn't really listen to a lot of Janelle Monáe growing up. So I'm like late to the party. Like I heard some of her songs over the years and I was like, oh, this is cool. This is a little bop. Or I'll hear her like while I'm shopping, you know what I'm saying? You in H&M, you might hear her come on and shit. But I never really sat down and listened to her. And when this album came out, I started listening. I said, damn, how much am I missing out on? So from the beginning, she's talking her shit on Float, and then it like so effortlessly slides into champagne shit. I want my champagne shit. And then, you know, it goes into Black Sugar Beach and then it just keeps going. And it's just so, oh my God, it's just so good. Like the best thing I'm trying to think of the best way I could describe this album. And she has features like Doechii. She has Grace Jones and fucking Nia Long on here. I'm like, bro, what?
All of a sudden I get the whiff of cocoa butter.
Yeah, it's so good.
And she's such a good actress, sorry.
Yeah. I've seen more of her acting than I've listened to her music over the years. She's a damn good actress, but I would definitely say Float is my favorite. Champagne shit is my favorite. I just love how the album starts. It's just so like, she's just so unapologetically herself. She's on that shit talking, you know, she's just talking her shit like, cause I float on that, float on it up. Like she's just going in and I'm like, yes. Like the trumpets, the music, how it's composed so like beautifully. It's another, I'm actually going to talk more about that with another album that I have on my list where like how they compose it musically. You hear the band, the trumpets, and it's just so music, like, it's just so magical to my ear. So I like turn it up on blast, clean up, and I just embrace it. And I think my third favorite track from that album is, let me see. I will probably say the French 75. And the honorable mention for that would be Lipstick Lover. Like, I think this album is just really good. And it, like I said, it's one of the few albums in recent years I can play from the beginning to the end and I'm not skipping it. I'm not moving. I just have to say, like, the people who do the engineering and the compositions of these like songs, they doing their fucking thing. This is definitely, I don't know. I just feel like some of these songs should be longer. I feel like a lot of these artists, you know, we moved to shorter. I think we talked about this with Beyonce, but like she's doing her longer music. I need people like, make the songs longer. We need longer. Like, I want this shit to be 5-6 minutes. But yeah,
that's how you know music is good, when you're like, man, I wish this song was just 1 more minute longer.
Why the fuck is it only 2 minutes? Right. Like, we need to get y'all back in the 70s era and the Donna Summers. And I think that was a Donna Summer song that's like 17 minutes long. I don't know. We need that. What's your...
Speaking of Lil' Kim, listen, okay. You talking about song length. The other day I was doing a workout, using a popular subscription service that uses copyrighted music. And they were like, she was doing Lil' Kim. And she was like, okay, you're going to run during this song and you're not going to stop running until the song ends. And so I'm thinking, okay, run for 3 minutes and 50 seconds max. Them
Uh-oh.
songs that Lil Kim used to be fucking having when she'd be just talking and talking and talking. It was 11 and a half minutes.
Turn up.
And there were so many moments where it was just like her going, ugh, yeah, that's what's up. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, Lil Kim. I'm trying to stop. I'm tired.
Now you want to bubble with the B?
You don't want to love it. I want to punch her in her throat. Go back in time and punch her in the throat.
No.
All right. This is number 3, right?
Oh shit. I think so, yeah.
My third pick has a little bit of the Janelle Monáe spirit, because when I think of Janelle Monáe, I think of like Afro punk. I think of like alternative Black. This is not Black, but it is alternative. 2005, Standing in the Way of Control by the band The Gossip. So The Gossip is a Southern femcore rock band from Alabama led by Beth Ditto. I don't know if you've ever heard of her, but she was one of the first women to come out with the plus size line that didn't look like nursery scrubs.
Some Hattie Mae shit. Okay.
Yes. Like she was like, remember how like Torrid first started? Do you remember Torrid when they first started and they always had like punk rock stuff because it was from Hot Topic?
It was given Turn Around and Die, and then they turned into Golden Girls. Yeah.
Yes. So she would come out because she's a punk rock. So she came out with a line for plus size girls that had cool clothes. And I remember that. But Standing in the Way of Control, I remember being a very young teenager when this album came out and listening to it. The way I found out about The Gossip, I'm going to take you on a little bit of a journey, is I had a crush on a guy in school. And I remember, or I didn't have a crush on him yet. I remember seeing this guy around school and he dressed really different. He dressed in a tie. He wore Chuck Taylors. He would wear button-down shirts. His hair was coiffed to the side. I guess you could say he was seen at the time. But I remember walking up to him randomly one day, and this should have been my first clue that I was neurodivergent. I walked up to him and I looked him straight in the eye and I said, "You look so cool. Can I be your friend?" And he sat down next to me outside of school and we talked for like an hour. And it was so cool talking to this guy. And I did not have attraction to him. I just thought he looked cool at the time. And cut 2 years later, he eventually became the boy who took my virginity years later. But I remember him introducing me to the idea of feminism.
Oh, wow.
And what that word meant. A man introduced, or a boy introduced the concept of feminism, of women needing to have equal resources, equal opportunities, so on and so forth. And I remember that's how I'd always felt, but I never had a word for it. Because again, South Texas Christian. And with that came an exploration into other things. So he introduced me to graphic design. He's the reason why I majored in graphic design in college. He introduced me to zines and magazine culture. And so he was the reason why I started my own magazine when I was a kid. He introduced me to punk rock music, and that's how I discovered The Gossip. This album, the way Beth Ditto sings, you can tell she comes from a Southern Baptist background. So many moments in this album, even though, yes, we have guitar and bass and drums, her voice is giving church. The way that she screeches is from a place of trauma and pain, of knowing what it's like to be a queer woman in the South and be misunderstood, of being judged, of fearing for your life. Standing in the Way of Control, live your life, survive the only way that you know. Those words, I would scream it at the top of my lungs in my brain, because again, I lived with my mom. I was a kid. And I remember feeling that. I remember feeling how other I was. I remember not fitting in. I was bullied all the time. It was middle school, elementary school, high school, did not have so many great moments, but this album helped me in my adolescence, in my teenage years, in my adult years. To this day, I put on this album and I listen to these words and I listen to the strength of this woman. If you watch interviews of her today, she don't take shit from nobody. Nobody. I remember watching this woman talk back to men, not just men on the street. We're talking like talk show hosts, Jay Leno. You know, she don't give a fuck who you are. She will tell you what it is, because it's almost like she's been here before. Your Mangled Heart, another favorite album. my favorite song on this album. Keeping You Alive, Cold to Diamonds, which is about taking a really shitty life, a really shitty situation, and using it to make yourself stronger, harder, more beautiful like a diamond. I'm getting emotional talking about this album because I remember not wanting to be on this earth because school was so hard, and listening to this album and being like, I believe you, Beth Ditto. I believe you when you tell me that things will get better, that things will change. And yeah, that's one of my picks, Standing in the Way of Control the Gossip. I'm dang.
Oh, damn.
What's your number 4, Mom?
That's deep shit. So my next album choice is I'm still like iffy on.
Girl, I'm right there with you. I'm looking at, I'm like, is this gonna be my 4? Because I got 3 left. I'm like, I only got 2 more.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 sitting here. Okay, so some of these gonna have to be honorable mentions. Jaguar 2. So Victoria Monet's second
Is your number 4?
Jaguar. Yeah.
Okay.
This is my number 4, Victoria Monet. So for her, she's another artist that I didn't realize she was creating as long as she was. I didn't know about her extensive songwriting history. I didn't really know much about her. And I only recently learned about her within like the past 4 or 5 years. And I love what I listen to. I love what I see. I listened to her first Jaguar album, or the first Jaguar, which that shit was so fire. Oh my God, to me. But I'm going to go with Jaguar 2 because I had both of them up here, but I'm like, I'm going to go with the second one because of how I just like latched onto it when it came out. I've told you in the past where with me and music, I like the music that I can listen to and it sounds good on the ears and it takes me to a better place mentally, and music that just I can just leave on and never have to really like switch it, change it, turn it. And I also realize that the more that I talk about my musical interests, the more I realize I have a lot of 70s influence. Like, I don't know. I like music with a lot of 70s influences because I feel like her music has like a lot of 70s influence in it. You know
Like
what I'm saying?
psychedelic.
Yeah, like groovy, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Might start calling niggas jive turkeys. But I do think that this album is very dope from the beginning to the end. And some of my favorite songs on this album is How Does It Make You Feel? She just sounds so buttery and beautiful. I think her songwriting abilities are great. And I love her voice. I like her speaking voice. I love her singing voice. And similar to how I talked about Janelle Monáe's album, I like how it was engineered and how everything was put together so beautifully. That's why when she got that, when Victoria Monet got that Grammy for the engineering of her album, I'm like, yeah, that makes perfect sense because this shit is beautifully put together. So How Does It Make You Feel? On My Mama, I love that song. It's a very confident vibe anthem. On my mama.
Here, you go ahead. I'm gonna sing in the background.
I look good.
Just wish you would. I look fly. Yo, the sampling in that song is top tier. Go ahead.
So good. And I think it's a nice song that like a cross-generational bop. Like that's some shit you could comfortably play at the cookout and everybody's two-stepping and having a good time. Like I think that song is so fire.
The choreography also.
Yeah. Oh, they fucking bodied that choreography. That shit was amazing. What's his name? Sean Bankhead. He be doing his thing with the choreography. That shit was flawless. And then my third favorite song, because I find it funny, is the Stop Asking Me for Shit. I remember hearing that shit for the first time and I was like, wait, I fucking cackled because I was like, what? I said, this is real shit, but not her making a song out of it. Oh my gosh, she was stop asking me for shit. And she was talking her shit on there. But it's such a beautifully engineered and beautifully made album that, I don't know, I guess when we talk about time, I feel like that shit is timeless. Like I could put that shit on 20, 30 years later and it still be a bop. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit. And I feel like that about Janelle Monáe and a couple of other albums. But definitely some of these albums you can put on 20, 30, 40 years later and everybody's still going to be bopping. It still holds the same weight as it did when it came out. It's so good. And I feel like personally for me, A lot of these songs and these album choices, they resonate with me because I spent a lot of time in these past 5-6 years in a bad like headspace, and these songs do great with bringing me out of that, or like keeping me level and keeping me sane. You will be surprised how much better a song, greatly composed song can make you feel when you got these women, they talking their shit, or they living their lives and everything just sounds upbeat. I definitely will always say that I noticed a change in my outlook on life and a change with how I feel about things when I started being more mindful of what I listen to, because I do feel like what we listen to affects how we feel about the world and about ourselves. So they definitely have done wonders for my mental health and just how I generally feel in my day to day as well. How about you?
My number 4
is What's up? What you got?
I just want to piggyback off what you just said, how music can transform everything. One of my favorite bands, Latifah, they have a song called Cry for Everything Bad That's Happened. And it's just a song where you're supposed to just cry the whole time and let it all out. And I remember seeing a study the other day about how, like clinically, whenever we listen to songs that are nostalgic, that remind us of a time in our life when we were happy, usually when we were children, how it literally transforms our cortisol levels. So that's a little thing I would tell y'all if you're in a bout of like a strong like breakdown, and you want to listen to music, maybe look at some of the albums that you listened to when you were a kid and see if it doesn't make you feel a little bit better. But my number 4, I'm about to push y'all on game. Okay, this is a little known group. Y'all probably haven't heard of them. They came out with an album in 1997 that to this day has shook the table. I was a kid, obviously, but it doesn't change the fact that it was transformative when I was in my my summer camp clothes. The group is Backstreet Boys, and the album is called Backstreet Boys. My God. Okay, so obviously I'm a BSB girly over NSYNC, especially since Justin Timberlake is trash.
Damn.
Backstreet Boys, quit playing games with my heart. Like, listen, this is when little Sadie's was like on the verge of puberty, because the way that these men had my little self feeling like I was ready to risk it all just to get a little piece of some of this white bread. I was obsessed with
Not
this
you
album.
lusting?
Yes. Quit playing games with my heart as long as you love me.
As long as you love me.
Yeah. I feel bad. Yep.
Yeah.
Still hitting. All I Have to Give is my favorite song on the album, because my love is all I have to give. Without you, I don't think I could live. Like, super simple. Obviously, I could memorize these lyrics. Darling, like the way that these men were able to appropriate Black R&B in the late 90s, repackage it.
You got me about to Google something.
Repackage it in a way that was like poppy, that was like so catchy. Backstreet Boys.
Oh, that was them.
What?
If You Stay.
Yeah, they did Sailing. They did so many covers.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
like that was nice.
These white boys from Florida, in my mind, had way more authenticity to me than NSYNC. To me, because of the song choices. Because I remember being a kid, but I remember watching them on like TRL, and they would have Black producers and they would have Black choreographers, and it seemed more collaborative from what I saw. Whereas NSYNC had Britney Spears around them and Christina Aguilera and stuff. And I was like, there was nothing wrong with it. But I just remember, okay, so as someone who from the age of probably 4 till now has always been made to feel like I'm not Black enough.
Damn,
for
4?
me, I remember I was called banana all the time because bananas are yellow on the outside and white on the inside. Because I was really high yellow as a kid. Probably still am, unfortunately. But I remember as a kid wanting to, again, with going back to OJ Simpson, I remember as a kid always gravitating to the thing that was like more attuned to African American or Black culture. Just to again, I guess, be blacker for the Black kids. Actually, also Black enough for the white kids, because the white kids would call me Oreo too.
Damn, I ain't know white kids do that dumb shit.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, they were like, "I'm blacker than you, Mercedes."
Oh yeah, no, I've heard
the
shit
fuck
like that.
you aren't, Kristen.
Oh my god.
Not that you can't be Black or Kristen, but anyway, hey, Mr. DJ, keep playing that song. Yes, yes, yes. Here we go. They never tried to do that stupid beatboxing shit that Justin was always doing with the backwards caps and shit. That was not the Backstreet Boys. It was classier than that.
Didn't Brittany have an excerpt about that in her book where she talked about how they wanted to be like the Blacks?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. There was never no scandals really with the Backstreet Boys, no unplanned pregnancies that I know of. They didn't say nothing problematic that I can recall, and I recall a lot. I don't let shit go. But yeah, Backstreet Boys, self-titled, 1997. Pop albums was fire. Everybody Backstreet's Back broke all kinds of fucking records with that video. It was like 12 minutes long. It was so good. AJ was my second favorite singer. Brian was my favorite because his voice was just pure harmony. But AJ's voice was the baritone R&B Keith Sweat kind of vibe.
Ooh.
And I remember looking at him and thinking, okay, he would probably get someone pregnant. He always seemed like the most wild, risque bad boy. But yeah, that's my number 4. I think we should do honorable mentions before we do our number 5.
Honorable mentions?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're already at an hour 40. Oh my God.
Are you Z-ass? You're not Z-ass.
I swear to God.
Yo. Okay. So, not this being on the self-type. Oh, shit. I don't know which. I
can go already.
Yeah, you go ahead because I got one last thing I need to tie up.
Okay. My honorable mentions are Deftones, White Pony. Very, very grungy, very angsty. But also like in a Depeche Mode kind of way. If I had to describe it to somebody who's never heard the Deftones is kind of like a cross between God, I don't even know. They're very much like cyborg punk rock, sort of. Like in this album, they really, really leaned into technology because this album did come out in 2000 during the millennium. So it was very much like Matrixy rock, and I loved it. Second honorable mention, I will say, is the fact that I'm not sure if it's honorable mention or number 5. Anyway, Spice Girls, Spice. 1996. To Become One, Mama, Naked, all them songs. Sleater Kinney, All Hands on the Bad One. Tegan and Sarah, So Jealous. Destiny's Child, Writings on the Wall. Hey Ladies, How Come These niggas always do us wrong? Why is it that? And Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? A little too ironic. And my last honorable mention is going to be the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack. Patti LaBelle, Aretha Franklin, Toni Braxton, Whitney Houston, Shaka Khan. That was almost my number 5. That was almost my number 5.
That's nonstop banger.
Mary J. Like, so
was
good.
it In Vogue on there?
Everybody was on, like, to me, this is the greatest soundtrack of all time. So I could not decide if it was my number 5 or my honorable mention, but I guess they ended up being my honorable mention.
Damn, you done knocked niggas out the way. You done made my brain go blank with that one. Shit. Wait, I'm like, have I spent enough time looking through these albums? But okay, so the honorable mentions that came to mind, I'm gonna start with Fergie. Fergie, yes, I liked Fergie a lot in middle school. Listen, I liked Fergie. I told you it was gonna be surprised at some point. I liked Fergie. I used to be on the schoolyard talking about Fergalicious and body rolling this shit in the schoolyard. Yes, I did, nigga. Yes, I did. I liked her album. I actually went and bought her album. That was when I started buying albums too. So I liked her album. What was the songs I liked on there? I liked Fergalicious, London Bridge, Glamorous, Big Girl. I liked all of the songs. That was one of the albums that like I could listen to most of it. I think I listened to everything maybe except for like 2 songs. So yes, Fergalicious. The album was called The Duchess, and that was my shit in middle school. My second honorable mention is Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt.
Oh.
Yeah, Reasonable Doubt was my shit also.
Surprised that you're saying it.
Yeah, because because of how my music taste has shifted over the years. Like growing up, I listened to a lot of Jay-Z. I listened to Biggie. I listened to a lot of like male rappers for years. And then somewhere within like the past, I listened to Lil Kim, but like I listened to a whole lot more male artists than I did women. And then at some point throughout my life, it kind of shifted where like I barely listen to male artists at all. And I listen to like a lot of female rappers, a lot of women rappers. I listen to a lot of queer artists. I don't really listen to like Jay-Z's and like even right now, like when we was talking about the Drake beef and I'm like clawing for straws, I'm like, was Drake said this and Rick Ross called him a white boy and I ain't listened to Rick Ross since like 06, like I ain't listen to Rick Ross in a long ass time, but I'm over here trying to figure out what's going on with the niggas. But Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt was one of my favorite Jay-Z albums personally. It had a lot of bangers for me, but I think that I had an extreme love for this album off of just nostalgia, like pure nostalgia, being a young Brooklyn girl. One thing people always joke about New Yorkers, but New Yorkers have a lot, especially like original New Yorkers, not the people that just moved from gentrification, but like a lot of people who grew up in New York, grew up in New York City, they have like a very strong sense of pride or where they come from. I guess that's why people go, oh, New Yorkers is cocky. And this is definitely like a New York pride thing. And that also tied into my love for this album. So Can't Knock the Hustle, Brooklyn's Finest, and Feeling It will be my top 3. Ain't No Niggas, another one I listen to. I just love listening to Foxy talk her shit on the track. But yeah, that's my last honorable mention. And as far, are we doing the number 5s? You going to do your number 5? All right, you do your number 5.
Go ahead.
Okay. My number 5 is Sade. Sade is the Diamond Life album.
How the fuck did I forget Sade? Motherfucker.
Yeah, Diamond Life.
I hate that you took it.
I grew up in a household, you know what I'm saying? My parents are older. They listen to a lot of jazz. We grew up listening to CD 101.9, which is a jazz station, or was a jazz station in New York City. And we listened to a lot of Sade. I grew up listening to a lot of Kenny G. But Sade always stuck to me growing up. And I have so many Sade albums that I love, but if I had to like narrow it down to the album with the most songs that I like, it has to be Diamond Life. So literally Smooth Operator, Your Love is King.
Smooth Operator.
Hang On to Your Love.
That is the exact album I would have picked too.
Play these games. Hang on to your love. And then if I would say anything after that, it would be the album that has No Ordinary Love, because No Ordinary Love is my shit. But Sade all the way. I love Sade. She's just so
what's really
soulful and smooth. Ooh, I love it. Memories.
Like, I didn't realize how mature you are. Your music taste is compared to mine. Because you pick Sade and you pick Janelle Monáe, and here I am picking Backstreet Boys. Ain't that some shit?
But Backstreet Boys is still, they songs is like 30 years old.
But also, I didn't discover my love. I didn't start to love Sade until literally 6 months ago.
Are you serious? I've been listening to her since I was like 4. Yeah, like I'm talking about little in the back in the car seat bumping.
No. You know who my mama used to listen to, who I used to hate, who now I appreciate? Anita
Baker. Oh, I love Anita Baker. Anita Baker would have been an honorable mention too. I'm like, it's to the point where I used to like alter my voice to sound like hers and everything to sing Sweet Love. But I'm talking about from like real little. Like imagine you on a schoolyard in middle school talking about Sweet Love.
Yeah, that song used to like fill me with hatred, and now I like it.
Why?
There was just something about the way it sounded. It's just literally the sound of her voice and the background sound would just, I have a distinct memory of being 6 years old in the backyard, my mama playing that song and me just wanting to rip my hair out because I hated it so much. And now she's the only person I can say that about that I did not like and now I really like.
Oh my God.
But I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. That's possible. Do you think that got anything to do with just trauma or anything? Or just what was going on at the moment? Or it's just, she just sound like nails on a chalkboard to you?
I think because in that song, this is my best guess, is her voice. To me, her voice is like, if a saxophone was going to be female and a woman that could sing, I feel like her voice in that song is like a female saxophone. And I fucking hated the saxophone until recently. So that's my only best guess.
I love her because of her deep. I always love artists with deeper voice registers. That's why I was like, I love Mariah Carey, but I can't ever sing a Mariah Carey song. But I could sing Anita Baker, or I could sing a Toni Braxton. I could, who do you think I am? Like I could do a Toni.
Keep going. Come back to the mic. Keep going, because the way you just fucking flirt. Go back. I
could do that. That's crazy. Why you not gonna talk to me?
I have a request. Unbreak My Heart.
No, you know what I used to do on stream? So, I play Sims or whatever, right? And then like I would get these things called last exceptions in the corner when a mod break. So I used to be like, unbreak my mods. No more last exceptions. They used to be like, yo, what the fuck?
That's funny. See, I was right. You absolutely think better than me.
I just can't sing higher pitches. That's why I don't sing like.
I can't sing middle, low, like up, down, left, right.
I can't do that shit. But Anita, I used to be like, with all my heart, I love you, baby. Stay with me and you will see. Like I could do lower.
The song did not stop there.
Wait, why you
Go ahead. Sweet love. Go ahead.
See, I can't do that. I was in the kitchen. Oh,
you can't make your voice break like a 14-year-old boy going through puberty.
No, huh?
I said you can't make your voice break like a 14-year-old going through puberty.
Well,
that's what my voice sound like.
That's what my voice sounds like when I hit that. That's how I just be like, whoo. I skip that shit altogether.
You just unlocked a memory. Do you know what I used to sing all the time on the playground?
What?
If you wanna be somebody,
if you wanna go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. Was that from Sister Act 2? Yeah, nigga, that was my shit, bro. Sister Act?
Now, Lauryn Hill, the Miseducation, that should be an honorable mention.
Yeah, that definitely was the first thing I thought of when I thought of honorable mention. That and Janae's album, The Women. Well, it's a groove thing. It's got a funky swing. I played them albums, them CDs till they was toe up on the back.
CDs.
Keep it strong. Don't you let them steer you wrong. It's a groove thing.
I apologize, you guys. I take full responsibility for the fact that this week's episode is over 2 hours. I'm so sorry.
Give you what you want just as long as you're around. It's a groove thing. Yeah.
Okay, my last one.
What you got?
The year is 2013.
Oh.
COVID hasn't happened yet.
Damn.
But another worldwide phenomenon has taken over the globe. The album, self-titled by Beyonce.
Ooh.
When Beyonce came out with a surprise, was this her first time doing it? I think this was her first time doing a surprise album.
Was it?
I don't know
How
where.
many surprise albums did she do? I only remember one.
Well, there was Renaissance, Cowboy Carter.
I remember when she first did it. Like it changed the way streaming services and everything operated. What was the first one she did?
I think it was self-titled. Because Lemonade was a surprise visual album, and then Beyonce. Because I don't think 4 was a surprise. I think Beyonce was the first surprise album, the self-titled. But the track listing, the platinum edition, the explicit version only, please. Pretty Hurts, Haunted, Drunken Love, Blow, No Angel. Actually, no, this was a surprise visual album. No Angel, when she came to Houston and they was doing circles in the parking lot in 3rd Ward. Like the fuck? No, that was in Louisiana. I don't know why I'm saying that. Houston. Rocket to Waterfalls, Flawless, Wake Up, Flawless, 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven was the first time that we all got to see Ratchet Beyonce. Like truly, don't give a fuck, twerking in an office chair, drinking Sprite and Brown. It's just so good. This was one of the first albums in like later years. And when I say later years, I mean like in the last 10 years, where I could listen to every single track. The fact that she was able to pull this off, no warning, no explanation, drop all these videos, create a storyline. This was when Beyonce was coming into her own, and is by far my favorite Beyonce album. Drunken Love will always be in my top 3. That song is still a bop. Just like how Work by Rihanna will always be a bop that makes my ass move, so will Drunken Love. Partition, come on, when the Silhouette dropped, everybody was redoing it. But she was amazing. She is amazing, and that's my 5th pick. And that's our top 5 albums, you guys. Clap, 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 claps. Dang, I don't think we should even get to do any should we do one advice, or should we just go ahead and end it?
Oh yeah, we gonna have to wrap this.
All I had was like this woman asking what we think about her husband wanting to get a separate hotel room from her at on vacation.
What?
And this other girl talking about how she can't get a boyfriend because guys always tell her that she deserved better.
I've definitely heard that before. That's when they know they're a piece of shit and they don't mean you well.
Or they don't want to put in the effort.
Yeah, lazy llama bean ass niggas.
And then I had another one from a woman who had a question. Here, I'll just read it real quick. I'm a 31-year-old female, and I was talking to a guy, a 40-year-old man, for about a week. We were messaging and sending voice notes a whole lot. During the week, we even had a phone call that went on for 4 hours. He seemed really into me and excited to meet. We arranged a date, but he don't show up. He never calls me or texts me back. He hasn't blocked me yet, but he's ignored the messages that I've sent asking if he's okay, what's going on, etc., and I haven't heard from him. Is this normal behavior? I feel so embarrassed and like I really wasted my time. I don't understand why someone would put in so much effort in and act so interested to then just not show up on the date. What do you think?
That's so strange. I would just move on, because what is that about?
Men will really...
Did they communicate anything? No communication, no nothing?
He hasn't communicated to her. She's reached out to him several times.
Oh, no.
And he's ignored all of her messages. He hasn't blocked her yet.
I would move on.
But he's 40 doing this shit, Mirror.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, especially not in this day and age. I feel like in this digital era, everybody feel like they got options. Everybody feel, like everybody's disposable with the dating apps and how we navigate, social relationships, whether it's romantic or non-romantic relationships. People treat people as if they're options. You know what I'm saying? He probably got because I've seen men do this where they'll literally get on a social media app and DM 50 women, and then whoever bite first, they'll just talk to them.
4-hour-long phone call.
Probably somebody else he liked more. Something probably really did happen that doesn't have anything to do with her. And for that, he could have the decency to communicate that. That's also an issue with poor communication in people nowadays as well, too. But there's also the possibility that even with the bond that they felt like they had, he might have bonded with somebody either he wanted more or he liked better. Men go to great lengths to scam you out of some pussy. I don't think people understand the lengths that men go to scam you out of some pussy. Men go great lengths to scam women out of pussy.
I saw a TikTok the other day. I feel like everything I say starts with I saw a TikTok the other day, but I saw one. And this girl was talking about how this 40-year-old man had ghosted her, just like this story. And she said, nigga, you 40. You're about to be dead. Stop playing hard to get. I feel like men don't settle in the way that women do when it comes to marriage.
Damn.
I feel like men always are looking for something better. Don't want to commit to a woman because what if somebody else hotter, younger, nicer comes along?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like women are like, I'm 35, I'm 40, I'm not getting any younger. This dude will do.
Damn.
Or I can change him. And I feel like dudes have higher standards.
I do feel like there's a lot of women like that. And when the few women that aren't like that, they get treated weird or treated as an anomaly. I feel like my grandma is like that, where she done been married a good handful of times. If you're not doing it for me, you gotta go. That's it. She don't hesitate to end a relationship, whereas a lot of women are like, oh, I've been with him for so long and we've done this and we've done that. And, my grandma's like, nah, she'd be 95 years old with a boyfriend. She don't give a fuck.
I would say, as someone who has been ghosted, and it was the first time and only time that a man sort of broke my heart. I know that this is a hard time. It's terrible. He did you a favor, although y'all were only talking for a week. And so it's probably more disappointing than like got you really, really seriously sad. But I will say there's so many people out here, men and women, who would just prefer to ghost rather than have an honest, emotionally intelligent conversation with you and let you know how they're feeling. They would rather do things like pick fights with you to make you break up with them, or they would rather ghost you than actually have to send you a text because we're emotionally stunted, we're sociopaths, we're anxious. I'm not sure the reason. Maybe all three. But he did you a favor. He did you a favor. You're 31. You still have plenty of time to realize that you're a lesbian. And yo, what? Just like Mira has plenty of time to realize as well.
That's
y'all have
crazy.
time.
Wait.
Y'all have time. Oh, but yeah, that'll do it for this week's episode of the Pretty Petty Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please do us a favor and go ahead and rate us wherever you listen to Pretty Petty Podcast. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, all the different platforms. Please write into us if you have any suggestions. If you have a topic that you'd like us to cover, if you enjoyed this, if you didn't enjoy this, send us something at the Pretty Petty Pod at Gmail. Were you pretty or petty this week?
What am I this week? I'm going to be pretty this week and say that it is important to spend time with those that you love. And it is important to spend time building and cultivating your relationships and taking care of those that take care of you and making sure you prioritize taking care of yourself. If you are listening to this and you are not taking care of yourself or you are a workaholic like I am, don't do that shit no more. Stop that shit. I think that might have been too sappy, but that's all I got.
So I think we're thinking of doing a live version next week, a video version.
Yes, on stream.
Yes. Next Monday Monday night, are planning on doing a live version of this podcast. So if you want to see us talk about celebrity topics firsthand, us give terrible love advice where I basically tell you to break up with him and become a lesbian, a special topic, whatever that might be. We will be streaming it live on our Twitch channel. So make sure you check the show notes and go follow us there. And then we'll put it up probably the following morning on Spotify video if you'd like to watch it there. And as always, we're so grateful for anybody who listens to this, downloads it, share it with your family and friends, anybody who's done any of that. We really, really appreciate it. We'd like to continue doing this and watch it grow.
Take care of yourselves. That's all I've been saying to everybody. Just take care of yourselves. It's a fucked up world. Don't consume, get the fuck off social media. Don't consume the bullshit of the world. Focus on what's going on in front of you. So if you need to delete a Twitter, delete a Facebook, delete the things. But Sadie's, you got to tell me about the Twitter because I was trying to, share your shit from the podcast page and then you was gone. So you got to tell me. But other than that, protect your peace.
And if all else fails, you guys, just ask yourself, what would JoJo Siwa do?
Oh my fucking
Bye.
God.